again, here to talk to you about your Power Hour notebook. I am so excited to share with you a tool that will help you organize your entire business and really help you keep your calendar booked up. There's two tools that I really want you to get used to using, and tool number one is your paper calendar. And you should have already had more training on how to run your paper calendar. If not, ask your director for that training link. And two is the Power Hour notebook, which you're going to learn today exactly how to put together. But first, let me tell you why you would want to use a Power Hour notebook. How many of you guys feel like you're so busy it's really hard to fit everything in that you need to do? So we're going to show you today exactly how to work your business alongside everything else you're involved in, your full-time job, kids, school, church, work, everything. We can work our business, pretty much everything for our business other than the cooking show can be done in 15-minute blocks of time. So I'm going to teach you how to do a Power Hour and fit your business and work your business into 15-minute blocks of time during your day. So how many of y'all might have 15 minutes when you're sitting in the car rider line to pick up your kids? Or maybe you have 15 minutes before you start making dinner at night, or 15 minutes after you finish making dinner at night, or 15 minutes while you're at dance, while you have your kids at dance, or 15 minutes while you're waiting at karate. There's lots of different pockets of time. If you work full time, take 15 minutes of your lunch hour. I know it doesn't take an hour to eat lunch, so take 15 minutes to make some calls then. But the most important thing you can do to get your business going, remember our airplane analogy, get your business going and up off the ground at cruising altitude as fast as you can. So this will really help you do that by putting that time in each week to make calls and get your business going. So let's talk a little bit about what the Power Hour looks like. It's designed so that you have four blocks of time, four segments that you need to work your business. The first segment is bookings and getting your calendar booked up. The second part is following up with recruit leads, and the third part is taking care of your customers, and the fourth part is coaching your host. So let's talk about the booking part. You will actually have a form emailed to you that says booking leads, and this is where you're going to track all the leads that you get from your shows to keep up with them in your Power Hour notebook. So on the booking leads form, you would fill out your contact information for the leads you got at last night's show. These are for people that didn't go in your calendar. Of course, we want you to book your dates at your show, but you're still going to have someone who's having a baby, or they're moving into a new house, or they just moved here and they want to get to know some more people. So you're going to have leads from every single show. There will be future leads for your business, and that's what's really important to keep track of. I'll tell you, I lost a gold mine in business in the beginning of my business because I didn't have a system to keep track of these leads. So on the bookings lead, you will write the past host next to their contact information, write the past host from which they booked so you can keep up with that and it will trigger which show you met them at, and then put some notes. Maybe Susie Q's having a baby due in September, give her a call in October. So just some notes that you need to follow up with. And then you can put your follow-up date that you want to follow up. Sometimes these are just people you need to follow up with later that week. Maybe you have their door prize slip from a show, but they had to leave early and you didn't get to talk to them at your full service checkout. So this will help you keep track of that. So anyone at your show who is a lead that did not go in your calendar goes on your booking lead slip in your notebook. The next section is your recruit leads. And you will find people at every single show that will consider doing this business for one reason or another. So you want to keep track of those leads because sometimes they don't sign up right at the show and you need to do some follow-up. So you want to put them on the recruit lead section. And again, there's a place for their customer information, put all their information there, the notes, and your follow-up date. And myself and your director will work with you a little bit closer to work on your recruit lead list. Just remember, your job is just to go out and get the leads from your shows. We will help you build your team and follow up with your leads. And this is the third section of your Power Hour binder, which is customer care. For customer care, you want to remember that people have choices. So you want to make a good impression with your customer because people have choices on who they do business with, and you want that person to be you. Remember, if you take care of your customers, they'll take care of you. So, for example, if you have someone that called with a broken stone, you would log that person into your customer care sheet and then the actions that you took to take care of this so you can follow back up with them and make sure that they received the mailing label or that they got their stone replaced, whatever follow-up steps you need to take. There's a lot that you can do to take care of your customers. So refer to our customer care video to learn more about how to start customer care right away in your new business. The fourth section is the host coaching section. And in your host coaching section, you want your host information sheets. You want to fill these out for each host that is on your calendar, okay? And on the host information sheet, you'll fill out their contact information, and this will take you through our host coaching system to work with your host to have a great show. See more on the host coaching system on our host coaching video. So this is what your binder is going to look like. When you open it up, your 3-ring binder, you're going to have tabs for the four areas that I just showed you. The first thing that you want in your business is this tracking chart. And with Pampered Chef, this is a relationship business, but it's also a numbers business, and numbers don't lie. So we want you to start out by tracking each one of your shows. And on here, you're going to put your host name, the date the show was held. So go ahead and put all of your shows for your first 30 days of business in this first box here. Then as the shows hold, I want you to get in the habit of recording how many guests were at the show, what your show sales were, how many outside orders there were from the show, how many bookings that you got from the show, and how many recruit leads you got. And then this way, myself or your director can work with you and help you get the results you want. This form is designed to let us look at the numbers and help you get the results that you're wanting from your business. For example, under the bookings column, we have a little saying in our team called, "You're not through until you book 2." And you want to set a goal right from the beginning to have 2 shows booked at a minimum from every single show. One of those shows is to replace the show you just did, and the next show is to build your business. If you book 2 shows on your calendar from every single show, you will never run out of bookings in your business. So that's a really, you really want to put a priority on making sure you get those 2 bookings from each show. And myself and your director can help you with how to do that. So get used to tracking your shows here in the front. Then you have your bookings tab, and that's what we talked about with the bookings follow-up. You have your recruit lead tab, where you're going to fill in your recruit leads, your customer care, again, where you're going to put your customer care information, and then your host, under the host coaching tab, you'll have all of your host information sheets under here for each one of your upcoming hosts. Then in the back of my binder, I have tabs January through December. You can buy these at the office store, or you can make your own, just like I made my own here. So you can make your own. And what your January through December tabs are for is when you have a host, when you have a customer at a show that tells you, you go ahead and log everybody in under the booking tab or the recruit tab. But then when you make your phone call and follow up with them, maybe someone says, "I'm really interested in having a show. I just can't do it right now. Can you call me in January?" Then you want to flip to the January tab and put them on your lead list here. So they're out of sight, out of mind. You can mark them off your first list, so you don't have to worry about it until January. Someone says, "I'd really like to do a show in the spring. Give me a call in the spring in April." So put them behind the April tab in your business. So then when January rolls around, you have a whole list of people to call to put on your calendar. Okay, so now that we have your Power Hour notebook put together, and again, to put this together, you need your 4 tabs, January through December tabs in addition to that, and the copies of the forms that we've sent you. So now that you have your Power Hour binder put together, these are 2 tools that will allow you to have an office on the go. And anywhere you go, you can work your business in 15-minute pockets of time by having your paper calendar with you and your Power Hour notebook. So get in the habit after every show, logging your leads in here. If you're a brand new consultant, you're going to start with your Frank's list or your list of 100 that came in your Getting Started work booklet in front of this book to make your phone calls. And also have a blank sheet of paper in here to put your next action steps, which means when you're on the phone with a host or you're on the phone with someone that you're following up with, and you say, "I'll send you this recipe," or "I'll put your catalogs in the mail," or "I'll send you a host pack," or whatever you promise that you'll do, you need to be sure you follow up on the promises you make. So have some blank paper in there for your next action steps. That way you can just take some notes while you're making your phone calls during the 15 minutes. And then when you get home, you have that list right there and you don't have to go by memory on what you said you would do. So I'm so excited to share the Power Hour binder. This will help you build an incredible business. Bye for now.